Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM, brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife and Resources Agency.
Hey, welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray. As we start the month of February with what we call the fastest 90 minutes in outdoor radio programming as we head into our 20th year on the air. And this being the first Saturday means that Shelby McCall, our show producer, and myself had to put up with these two guys. And this is back-to-back because they were on last week's show because it was fifth Saturday. And this week it's first Saturday as we rotate our co-hosts from week to week, which means that we have Dave Gabbard. He's in Lexington.
Good morning.
There he goes, in Lexington, Tennessee. And then we have the one and only Joseph Gene Smith. Good morning, Gene.
Good morning.
All right, now I know Gene's anxiously awaited this segment because it's one of our fun segments that we have. It's the Great Backyard Bird Count, or the GBBC, for those of you that like to put all those initials in there and everything. But it's really an amazing event that we have followed for many years on Outdoors with Larry Ray, and it's coming up February the 12th through the 15th over the President's Day weekend, and we are really happy to have on today's show the project leader for the Great American Bird Count out of Cornell University Lab of Ornithology, and that's Becca Rodomsky-Bish, right? Close.
Yep, you got it.
Thanks
for having me.
Thanks, Becca. Thank you for taking time. I don't know.
And you even got ornithology out.
I did. I had more trouble with that, but since I had my bridge put in, I can pronounce long words. It's the short ones that get me now. So
that new concrete works wonders.
The concrete is there. No, this is the temporary one. I've got to get the real one in later. So that's as Becca said before we started. Her last name is a mouthful, and that all of a sudden that's what I think about is my bridge now. So I'm trying to get off that and think of birds. But Becca, thank you for being with us. Just tell our listeners out there a little bit about the Great Backyard Bird Count.
Sure. So the Great Backyard Bird Count is a 4-day count in February. It's a really fun event for people that love birds and watch birds. Whether or not you consider yourself a birder, which is sort of the term that they use a lot for people that devoutly watch birds every year, but it's just a fun event that you can tell us about what you're seeing in and around your yard or your community in terms of the birds that live in your region of the world.
And what's amazing about this thing is Gene and Dave listen in on this. Listen to this, folks. In 2020, the Great Backyard Bird Count had a total of 268,674 birders from 194 countries, and they counted more than 27 million birds, including 7,000 different species. You talk about a mouthful.
You got it.
When you started this 24 years ago, I can remember Pat Leonard from Cornell talking about where it started and where it's come now. What makes this thing continue to be grow and grow?
Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah, Pat she is wonderful, and she has been here since the beginning, so we're in our 24th year.
Wow.
And each year, you're right, it does grow. And one of the reasons why I think it grows is a couple things. Birds are just fun.
Yes.
They're charismatic, they're entertaining, and they're everywhere. You don't have to be in the middle of a nature preserve to see birds and admire them. They're literally right outside your door no matter where you are, and they're available to you. So I think that's part of the reason. They're just fun. And another part of the reason, I think, is that there's more and more people that recognize that they can contribute to something that's bigger than just watching birds, that they can actually watch birds and then be a part of something that we can actually use that science and that data to do things to help birds and to help the wildlife that's in and around our communities. So by watching birds, counting them, and submitting them to us, you're providing actual scientific data that we can then turn around and use and share with the world so we can do better conservation.
Well, I know that when I think about this in 4 days in February and the trying times that we have been in and continue to be in with the virus and everything else that goes with it, there's more people outdoors now Becca.
Indeed.
Unless they're in the Northeast where they're under 17 feet of snow, like y'all. I don't know what's the weather like in where you're living right now.
Well, it's beautiful today, but it has been snowing for about a week, and we have well over 2 feet.
2 feet. No. So, but it is. This is a time. Maybe you expect those records to fall? Do you expect this success again for 2021?
Yeah, I do. I expect us to grow for lots of different reasons. Like you said, it's been a very, very hard year, and we have heard throughout the Lab of Ornithology and Audubon and Birds Canada how people are so grateful for the birds. It gives them something to wake up to and watch if they're sort of homebound and they can't get out and about because of COVID restrictions and issues, and it gives something for people to watch when they do take a walk around the block and they happen to be paying close attention to what's in and around their community. So birds have provided a really amazing solace, and I even had one woman say to me, birds are good company. I live alone, but I have bird feeders, and they're my company.
Gene will vouch for that.
And the good thing about it, if you can't afford a pet, you can always feed the birds.
Bingo. It's probably cheaper, too.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
It might be for Gene. I don't know. He's got dogs and birds. So he's
I don't know. I used to have some horses, and I think my birds eat more than the horses.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
And the amazing thing about this, Becca, also, 194 counties. I keep saying counties. 194 countries.
Yeah.
So what's an unusual country that you wouldn't expect to get a report from?
Well, we don't get reports, obviously, from every country because there's more than 194. But what's really been fun is a lot of the smaller countries in Africa. We've been starting to get some light up there.
Really?
Okay. Some of the bigger countries like South Africa, Zimbabwe, some of those regions, we've always, Tanzania, we've always had some entries. But we're starting to see some of the smaller countries in and around Africa and Central and South America really getting involved in this count.
That's great. And I know Tennessee, we're a long state with you go to Johnson City, you're close to Washington, D.C., and you are Memphis, but we have a great bird-watching community in Tennessee.
That's wonderful.
You can look, and Gene will verify this through his association with the Audubon Society and, of course, with the work you guys are doing. And I know it's Canada's in there now because if I remember Pat talking about Canada came on board. I can't remember 2009, something like that.
You got it. Good memory.
Yeah, and that really opened up some doors there.
Yep.
So the spread out on this thing is you don't need a lot of equipment, do you? This is a good pair of binoculars and you're ready to roll, right?
Absolutely. And to be quite honest, when I do a lot of my birding, I don't actually use binoculars because I have feeders. So a lot of the birds that I ID come right to me, and I'm able to see them. But, yeah, just a reasonably decent pair of binoculars if you want to go out on a walk and see maybe more diversity than you're going to get right at your home bird feeders.
Yes.
All you need is a pair of binoculars.
And then you go, tell us the process. You watch, you write down.
Yeah, everybody's a little different with birding, and that's one of the things I love about it. Some people prefer to take pen and paper notes and just spend their time, writing and checking off numbers of birds, tallying them, so to speak. Some people like to use our mobile apps, which are actually really convenient to use, and you can literally just have your mobile phone in your hand, and as you're walking, you can click on species and tell us the numbers that you're seeing, and the GPS the location will be picked for you because phones are smart like that. They're smarter than us, right?
Yes.
So it really depends on how you bird. I personally like to watch the birds and take notes and then enter my data later, but everybody's a little bit different, and we kind of have a tool that will hopefully work for almost everyone.
So how many bird feeders does Becca have?
Let's see. Gosh, I don't know if I've ever counted them. I would say I have 5.
5. Okay.
5. Yep.
5. Okay. And what's your favorite bird?
Oh, that is a good and hard question. I'm actually going to sway away from feeder birds for my favorite bird.
Okay.
My favorite bird is the American woodcock.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
They are just fantastic birds.
Yes, they are. And I hate to say, we have a hunting season here,
I know.
And they are very hard to
hunt.
They are hard to hunt. I've got a friend. I don't know. He's probably listening this morning.
Sometimes,
yeah. I've hunted twice, and they are hard to find in those canes and things where they hide out and everything. So, all right, Gene Smith, what's your favorite bird?
Well, I kind of like them all. Of course, the prettiest ones are the goldfinches, which I have a bunch of them. I said I had to buy another feeder because they kept coming back.
Yeah.
And how they find my feeder in the middle of the city is remarkable.
Well,
Absolutely.
They can do that. How about you, Dave?
Well, I like about all of them. In fact, I got up and walked out, here, with the sun coming up. I don't have feeders. I just have a big feeding area.
Yes, you do. Yeah.
Broadcast.
Yeah.
So I'm looking out my window right now, and I've got at least 7 different species out there feeding right now.
That's because you live in the sticks. That's right.
Yeah.
I mean, you got stick birds and everything. So Becca, before we let you go, so how do they get involved in this? What's that website to go to?
Yep. So the website is birdcount.org.
Birdcount.org. We got this all posted on my website, LR Outdoors.
Can I say something before we leave?
Yes.
I remember when I was with Audubon, they had different groups of people that kept up with each other that had certain birds they liked, like the martins.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's a social event, and social distancing is very easy to do this, folks. There's no doubt about it. Becca, thank you so much for being with us, and we look forward to maybe talking to you down the road again, okay?
Wonderful. I'd love it. Have a great afternoon and evening.
Okay, thank you. Let's take a break
Bye-bye.
on Outdoors with Larry Ray and be right back.